I'm Jackie.
And I'm Ashley. Welcome to the Witching Hour.
The Witching Hour is a little extension of Dumb Witch Club where we give you a witchy quickie.
What that is we take a big topic, break it down into bite-sized pieces, and we have a little sip of something to drink.
Today, we have
the
July
Energy Report.
July Energy Report. I can't believe it. But before we do that, we're going to have some wine.
Yes.
And this is a rosé.
It is a rosé.
Product of France.
Fancy. We're fancy nowadays.
Luce Bel Air.
Ooh.
All right.
It's sparkling.
Ooh,
because we're
fizzy.
Sparkling.
Because we're fizzy.
Because we're fizzy. I just love how it so perfectly goes with the glass. Oh, I love a moment like that.
I love it too. I feel like I'm barely holding on to this bottle. My goodness. Okay. It feels heavy for some reason.
Does it?
Yeah, like in a nice way. Yeah, it's like the glass is heavy, you know?
Oh, gosh, what is it about rosé where you're just like, oh my gosh, it smells so good?
It's because it's just a little touch of what you want. It's not too much.
I know.
Okay. Cheers.
Oh, heck yeah. That is interesting.
Wow, that is super interesting. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, I feel like...
it's like warm.
It's warm?
Like it's cold, but it's like warming.
I think because more of the red of the rosé is coming through.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
definitely a darker rosé, you know? And a rosé is a wine that's been made with just a little bit of contact with the skins of the grapes. Mm-hmm. So that's why rosés vary a lot in color and taste profile and so on, because depending on how long the skins are in contact in the process, it gets darker and richer and deeper and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So this one's pretty dark, I would say.
It is. It's almost like a blush, which I don't know if those are different varietals or not, to be honest. I don't
honestly think it's just the way that they're called. It's basically the same thing or the same process.
As I would say this would be that because it has a lot of red.
But it's very 80s. This tastes like...
Yeah, like blush or like Chablis or something.
Yes. Thank you. This is what we've been hoping for.
Can we please go to Sizzler and order a glass of Chablis?
I wish.
Get the salad bar.
That was like my 8th birthday, and I got a shrimp cocktail. I mean, I didn't have the wine, but I'm sure my mom did.
That is the most Leo-coded 8th birthday I've ever heard of for a 90s kid in my life.
I can tell, well, it was the 80s, but I can tell you everything that I was wearing as well. I had a wide denim A kind of skirt.
Amazing.
And it was like a circle skirt, and it was denim. And then I had a belt, and then I had a tucked-in purple vest, people.
Stop.
It was so cute. My hair was in a ponytail. I had my little bangs. I've had them since I was 2. It was so cute.
My mom's going to freak out over the entire outfit that you just described with the purple. She's going to be like, of course she wore that.
I'm going to send your mom a picture.
You have to. She's going to die. Like, even just hearing this, she's going to be like, of course she wore that. She's perfect.
Oh, well, you know. Anyways, this is very tasty. It's very good. I know we didn't describe it too much. It's got a lot of cherry, I would say.
I was just going to say that. It has a lot of cherry, and I really, really like it. It's like we said this about another wine that we tried, that it was like a melted popsicle.
Yes.
It has that
vibe. Yeah. No, it's really good. It's not summery in the way that it's light like you're on a yacht, but it's summery like you have a popsicle and it's like dripping down your hand and you're like, you know, like kicking your feet off the dock.
This would be good with anything kind of like spicy-ish, like spicy pistachios.
Ooh, I love that.
Right? Or like a spicy capicola.
Totally.
Something like that. Something kind of like with that little hint of spice. This would be yummy with that.
Amazing. This is a good choice. Perfect for our July energy report.
It actually really is. I love that.
It really, really is.
Yeah.
So, okay. July energy report.
Yeah.
I'm happy to bring you the song for the month of July.
I love this. Give me the song.
And well, before I do though, I just want to circle back and I want to say, I couldn't be prouder of my pick for the June energy report song.
Yeah, that one was great.
I know the point is not that I'm predicting a popular song. Most of the songs are not current.
No.
But that one sure was.
Yes, it was.
This is the biggest song. Anyways, okay, July. The song is Vision of Love by Mariah Carey.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I have to write it.
You have to write it down. You have to listen to it. Yes.
I
know.
will.
I know you know it.
Of course.
You know the song.
Of course.
You have to listen to the song.
You do.
Listen to it.
That's so sensual and...
It's so good.
Yes, I love it.
Okay.
I love it. Feminine energy. Love it, love it, love it.
All right. So how does this fit in with the July energy report? Well, how are we starting off the month?
Well, I might be starting off the month slightly different from you. Because I always include these things that maybe you sometimes don't. So I'll mention it.
Yeah.
But because we have a first quarter moon.
Oh, I know. I always leave the moons to you.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, I'm starting off a little different from you.
Well, but I knew it was there, and that's why I wanted you to
Yes. We're kicking off. I feel like this month is very, like, soft, sensual girl summer vibes. So anyways, first quarter moon in Libra. And, okay, the reason I really like this first quarter moon and where it's landing on July 2nd is because I feel like it's a really good check-in from the Cancer new moon that we just had. That was June, but you know, the energy goes, right?
Right, yes.
And I feel like it's a really good check-in after that because that was a significant thing. Yeah. And so you can kind of, and especially in Libra, because you can sort of just be like, all right, what's going on? What's what? Where? Yeah. Is everything still falling in place? Do I need to make some adjustments here with like the commitments that I thought I was going to do or the people I thought I was going to do? Whatever it might be.
Love it.
So yeah.
Okay.
That's how we're starting.
That's good. That's great. I knew you were going to start with that.
Yeah.
What we have soon after that, on the 4th, is Venus goes into Gemini. Mm-hmm. So our girl's been bipping and bopping and bouncing around, like basically on the monthly.
Yeah.
Girl is like, you know, and even by the end of this very month, she's going to already be going into Cancer. So enjoy this time with Venus in Gemini. Yeah. You know, things might get a little frenetic, a little chaotic, a little hectic. Yeah. Like you might have to like fan yourself a lot, you know? Yeah. So also though, cautionary a little bit. With Gemini, things can kind of get like, you know, a lot of talk and not a lot of action.
Yeah.
So you just want to be careful, like what space you're landing in and the people around you.
Yeah. It has the potential to be that. And it's a lot of Gemini energy recently, and that's kind of continuing through the summer. So, you know, it can be tricky. It can make you feel some type of way. Yeah. So that's good advice.
On the same day, we have Neptune going into retrograde.
Yeah.
Which is happening in Aries. So we already know that Neptune, you know, can struggle a little bit in Aries because it's just such a different vibe. And Neptune's trying to push forward, you know, all that, like, you know, dreamy goodness.
Sure.
And Aries has no patience for that. It's like, why are you going deep? Like, just get going, right?
Just swim. What?
So I feel like in retrograde, I don't know what you think, either it helps a little bit actually balance things out.
Yeah,
because Neptune's a little bit slower and just kind of like cares less. But it also like slows things down.
Yes.
And cares a little bit less.
Exactly.
So it's kind of foggy, it's kind of frustrating.
That's the thing. I feel exactly the same way. Like it's just murky. Like when Neptune is in retrograde, it's just it's not defined. And then I feel like with the Aries energy added to it, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess some people could say, like, well, that gives it a little bit of drive. But it's like, yeah, but it's not going anywhere. It's revving the engine, but the car's not able to move. So I feel like that's even more frustrating.
Yes. And, like, Aries literally hates that. And Aries can have a short temper.
Absolutely.
So, definitely frustrating. It's going to be in retrograde for a bit, though.
Yeah.
So, let's, try to find some constructive ways to channel some of that frustration if you're experiencing it. And sometimes it's as simple as like journal it out, write it out, put some dates in your future calendar. Yeah. That will help Aries feel a little better, like at least while something's going to happen.
True.
You know, just try to kind of like give a little bit of that.
That's a good point. And really honoring like yourself and your intuition when it is feeling murky and cloudy and stuff. Aries likes that as well. Like, even if you don't know, at least you're centering yourself and honoring yourself and being like, well, I still have passion around this, and like when I'm allowed to do it, then I'm going to do it. Like, you're only going to hold me back for so long.
Exactly. We have, what's next?
Uranus goes into Gemini.
Oh my God, more
just
Gemini.
A couple days later. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot.
I know.
On the 7th. And, but, you know, I feel like the other thing that I wrote just like overall about this month too is there is some kind of concentrated energy, but it is very cooperative and contextual. Like one sign one planet goes into a sign, and then there's a lot of conjuncts and trines.
That is true.
So it's like one makes that leap and you're like, what? But then the other one comes in to be like, yeah, see, this energy's okay. We're going to like channel it this way. And it's very just like picking up, like, okay, here.
That's cute.
It's cooperative.
I just don't know how helpful Uranus is going to be with that. Yeah. Because sometimes, you know, he's kind of a prick.
Yeah, it could be a little bit out there, and then you're like, and I guess, Gemini energy with that can be a little bit cray.
Yeah. So, no, I love what you're saying, and actually it's super reassuring, and it's completely correct.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if it doesn't automatically feel that way, it could just be that these energies are just kind of wacky.
You know? Yeah, they are kind of wacky.
They really are.
Yeah.
So, but these are kind of big shifts, you know, Neptune and Uranus being like some of those further out planets that spend a little more time doing their deals. Totally. So there's no rush to do anything with any of this.
No, there really is no rush. That's like a theme really this month too, is like that pause, because there's so much retrograde that it's like, yeah, just don't worry about it really.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we also have Saturn going retrograde.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is also in Aries,
yes.
Like Neptune, and they just both have such different energies, but they're both, Aries, you know, is trying to help both of them out, and various levels of frustration with being able to do that or not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just feel like it is a little, but this is where, I mean, I know I say I don't want to explain the song too much, but this is where if you have your vision of love.
Exactly.
You don't need it now. You have the vision for it.
That's totally right. It's like like it was making me think about all the times where when we were doing like why those, or even other energy reports, and I was like, well, you know, it's gonna feel kind of like thwarted or whatever, and then you're gonna, you know, have to like push against it, and you were like, or don't.
That's what I always say.
And I mean, Aries would fully support that choice.
Absolutely.
Right? Of like, well, it's not my fault. They're just not, it's not letting me. Like, Saturn is being an ass. Like, what do you want me to do? It's summer. I'm not going to try any harder than I need to.
Exactly.
Right? I'm just going to kind of let it do its thing. Then, like, you know, whatever, that's fine. Like, you want to be stagnant or put restrictions on me. Like, I'm really not going to pay attention to them. I'm just going to drink my rosé.
Exactly. So, I mean, I just, like, love that attitude. Like,
Same.
That's very, like, that's what I'm bringing. That's what I'm going to be bringing to this.
Feels like very Mariah Carey as well.
You think?
Right? I love it.
Amazing.
I love it.
What else?
I love July 17th. I feel like that. I love this day.
Oh, I have a day in the future of this month that I love.
Good. I love that.
Okay, what's your favorite day?
7/17 is such. I do also have a day in the future. I think it's the one.
Probably the same one, but let's just. Okay.
But this one, I like this day. Okay, we have Moon in Aries. And and she is trining Mercury in Leo.
Yes.
And it's a last quarter moon in Aries that is trining Mercury in Leo. So it's just so like, speak on it.
Yes.
Preach on it.
Bring it. Be you. Do you. Like, you have so many cosmic forces being like, yes, this is such a good magical day. And all the sevens. I just love that day. No, you're totally right. And I think trines always happen in the same element.
Yeah.
And when these trines are in fire, like the fire is just firing. Like the fires pop in.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. And I do like the numerology, like the 7/17.
Yeah.
So, no, I love that. The day after that, Mercury goes into retrograde.
Yes, it does.
In Leo, still. Mercury's spending a good deal of time in Leo this year because anytime the planet's doing their retrograde, they're extending the time in that sign. Sometimes bounce back over into the previous sign, you know, whatever. But in this case, Mercury's going to retrograde. So, of course, that adds a little foggy, a little cloudy, a little bit of stuff. But also, like, Mercury in Leo doesn't give three fucks. Maybe two.
Maybe.
Not three.
Yeah, probably not three. And probably less even, because if you think like, I mean, yeah, like you were saying, Mercury's spending a lot of time there. And so if you think back on the last couple months or like back to June or whatever, like about this, you probably care less about what that was now.
You should
I
care
would imagine.
less.
You probably do. It's probably pretty, like, wrapped up, or maybe it's just kind of trivial. I don't know. Which may be frustrating if it's in retrograde for you to have to rethink about it. But maybe also you just won't care because it's Leo.
Yes, and maybe also like some like fantastic magical thing is going to come up from the past too.
That's true.
You know?
You never
Like,
know.
could be something like hot and fun and cool.
It could be like someone that
Or
shows up sometimes.
Maybe
or
you're the someone
maybe
that's
you're the
going to
someone.
show up.
Oh, that's such a good point. Main character energy.
Thank you. Leo season is upon us.
It's just like, or it's me. Like, duh. Yeah, of course. Hello.
Because the sun does go into Leo.
It does.
On the 22nd.
It does. Hot human summer.
I know. I just feel like, obviously, it's always this time of year. This is the season for a reason. Haha. But it's just so right.
It is so right.
It's
like
so
I said,
right.
it's contextual and cooperative.
And it's needed.
And needed. And remember that it is, because I think that's the, and I'm talking to myself mostly when I'm saying
Always,
that.
yeah.
So please don't think like, oh, she's lecturing us. Like, no, I really am talking to myself, because it's like, we do these things, we say these things, and then I forget.
I forget too.
I forget, and I don't embrace it, and then I'm like, why didn't I do that? And now this summer's, moving on, and I didn't, so remember it.
But I have to say, I have actually gone back and listened to our episode and been like, oh, like in the middle of the month. So you can do that too. If
You
you
can
want.
do that. Please do that. That's
Okay,
fine.
so what's the best day out of this whole month though?
The best day.
Yeah.
Is it the 24th?
It's the 24th.
Yes, that's the other day I put.
People,
also part of
this
day.
is an amazing special day. Why is it so special? Okay. We have the sun in Leo.
Yes.
Trine Saturn and Neptune, which are both in Aries. And the moon is in Leo too.
Yeah, and
it's
it's
the
a
Leo
new
new
moon.
moon.
Yeah, that's so cute.
That is such a gorgeous, just like fire on fire on fire on fire day.
I know. And so good for like planting seeds that you
Yes.
want for like fun things. Because, a lot of times we're talking about this and it's serious stuff, right? And we're like, and we did have I didn't mention it, but we do have a Capricorn full moon this month too.
Oh, that's right.
Which feels more serious, because that always feels more serious, right? And it's
Yes,
like,
Capricorn's
okay.
always coming in with this,
Yes,
like
like,
taskmaster. It's that Saturn energy.
yeah, it's like, what are the accomplishments? Okay, whatever. This Leo new moon is not about that. It's
No.
not about the accomplishments. It's not about checking the boxes or, your bank account. It's not about that. It's fun thing. Like, what seeds do you want to plant for the rest of the season, let's say, for like the fun stuff, the soft, sensual, fun, fiery things that you want to make sure that you take advantage of.
Yes, and I know we just talked about Saturn and Neptune a little bit and being in Aries and all of that, and that's all still true. But the trine really lightens and brightens and gives like a burst of energy to all of that, because especially these are trines that are happening in fire.
Right.
And so this is time to think about like attraction and mystery and work, in the sense of like, what do you want to get to work
Yes.
on? And I just think it's such a beautiful, energetic, like really special day.
Yeah, I love that day.
I can't wait for that day.
Same.
What happens after that?
I have a little note. The day, tiny little note. The day after that, keep with that energy, but the day after that, just be aware. Just be aware.
I know what it is.
Yeah. The sun in Leo, obviously we're in Leo season, opposite Pluto in Aquarius.
You see, I did not write that down because I was like, I see that, I'm not writing that down.
I don't blame you for not writing it down.
I know.
And I hate to be a buzzkill. It feels a little buzzkill energy, but I don't want to leave people unprepared.
You're right. I was in denial because I'm an Aries rising.
I know.
I was
We're like,
nah. No.
I know.
I know. But
'Cause
no,
that-
you're right. It's
that-
important.
That Pluto in Aquarius. But here's the thing. It's fine, like you're saying, because that Pluto in Aquarius, it's going to be messing with it's a day. It's just a thing. It's not that big of a deal. Just be aware of it. this Pluto and Aquarius thing is going to be constantly coming up in conversations.
That's true.
Forever.
I mean, it's going to be there for the next, well, not forever, actually. Well, unless the world does end. We'll see. It's going to be there a good long time. And this is kind of the first of some of these conjunctions that are happening in this whole Pluto cycle.
Exactly.
It's going to make, it's going to be a thing.
It's going to be a thing.
But also, I don't know. I don't hate Pluto and Aquarius, to be honest.
No, I don't hate it either at all. In fact, I think it's very necessary, and it's very
I think so, too. It's
beautiful.
actually really refreshing.
It is refreshing, and it's what the energy we need right now, and it's that rebelliousness. We need it. But it's been a battle, and it's been a year or more, and it's been all of these things. And I know those of you who are watching, chances are, you agree with us in terms of that, because you're probably pretty aligned with, how we see things, and our values. And so, it's necessary, and it's beautiful, and it's wonderful, and we need it. But, those of us that are picking up the gauntlet, it's a lot of work, and it's exhausting, and it's depressing at times. And
I know, but that's why it's so good. And I know that it is an opposition, which isn't always the greatest, but it also means that the sun in Leo is shining its full light upon all of this. And so, girls be getting tired out there.
Yeah, man.
But then you're going to get a little sunshine, bask in that maybe, and
yeah.
really decide what is most important. And
yeah, that's very true. And owning, I think centering yourself, Leo energy very much is that, maybe not quite as much as Aries, but still is that
totally
centering yourself. And all of this is going on, and we're kind of fighting the long game, but in the short game, you do have to take care of yourself, and you do have to make sure that you're prepared and okay to do that, and you still have to enjoy your existence.
I think that is right, and it gets harder and harder to do so, but we still have to try, because otherwise, what do we do?
I don't know.
I know. So, thanks for that reminder, Pluto. We're going to die anyways.
I know. Pluto's we're
hey. BT Dab.
All this stuff, and Pluto's
yeah.
Hey, we thought we got rid of you.
Yeah.
It's no.
You're still talking. Okay. Okay, no, that was important. That was a little heavy, but that was super important, valid, true, correct.
Signpost.
Encouraging. We love you.
We can move on now.
The last thing that's happening in the month of July, really is, little sweet old Venus is just doing her bipping and bopping, and she's going into Cancer before the end of the month.
Aww.
It's cute.
It's cute.
It's adorable.
That's sweet.
I love her.
That's sweetie cutie. Do I know someone who has their Venus in Cancer?
If you do, you're so lucky.
Yeah,
especially if she's also a Leo. And she's just you're so lucky to know me. God, I hate myself sometimes.
It's my vision of love.
Oh, that's sweet. It does go with that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cute. Mm-hmm. I do love Venus in Cancer, not just because I do have Venus in Cancer, but I think it's such a sweet placement for it.
It is. It's nice. It's good to have amongst all that fiery, all that.
Yes, I think it does help. Can you imagine if it wasn't there?
Oh my goodness. No.
Luckily,
we always get what we need. We always get what we need.
I agree. The universe takes care of us in our birth chart and elsewhere.
Yes, absolutely.
So that is the month of July, people.
It's a good thing. It's fun. It's playful. It's good.
And look, there's still a lot going on, not just here, but out there, everywhere, all over. And it does matter. It all matters. But, we want you to be prepared, work with the energies that you can, and do the best you can.
Yeah. Take care of yourselves. Nurture yourselves. That's
you are enough.
The whole point. Yes, absolutely. Oh, my goodness. Yes. And you're never too much.
Exactly.
Cheers.